Hello everyone. This is going to be a very fast tutorial. I just wanted to show some changes to the GUI which have occurred between last version and this one. It was time to clear things up a little bit, and we can see at the top of the screen we no longer have any output buttons at all. But in keeping with the way GUI works, I've given you several places that you can get a hold of them. Here on the toolbar screen you can see that things have been reorganized a little bit. We have an output options section at the bottom with graphical icons for each of the output types. If we go to the project screen, you can also see now that you have menu items with tooltips for the various types of outputs along the top of the project box. If we go back to the tools section, there is two other changes I'd like to show to you. Number one, I had somebody ask me earlier this week what 3D Grid did on the properties page. I mistakenly told him that some video cards will not do it and some would, and that's why it wouldn't work on his. The actual reason was I had it turned off for some debugging reasons earlier on. I forgot to turn it back on again. You can see all it does is give this checkerboard pattern on the screen in a very non-highlighted color. This was done just because it's an example of parallel processing inside a video card. It takes no CPU time at all to do this checkerboard grid. If you want to use it, you have to turn it on in the options. In the options, you'll find at the very bottom a button that says shaders on or off, and there's a toggle for it. Also on the screen you can turn it off with a checkbox. You can see there's our normal screen if we turn on 3D Grid. Again, it's completely unimportant. It just gives you a little bit of a background when you have a project hanging there in case you want to take a snapshot or something of it. One last change with this version is Rhythmic Genevas. They were missing from GUI 2. I hadn't really noticed, but I hadn't put them back in. If we go to Cage Gears, there is a new checkbox now under Geneva type. You can check Rhythmic. If you do, you can hit the toothing button and you'll get a message that pops off the screen saying just click the teeth, and you can see as I click a tooth it goes on or off. You cannot use these with planetary gears or anything. They are just good as a Rhythmic Geneva. You can have up to 32 teeth on the pinion. One thing to notice though is if you're going to place these on the screen, the pinion here, the spur gear, has to be the driver. You cannot place a cage and then place a pinion on it because it's not possible for the pinwheel to drive this item. This item has to be the driver. Therefore, you must place it first. If you don't, the system will warn you. But if you do, let's just place one so that you can see how it's done. And there we go. Alright, that's it. That's all the real changes. I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of what's changed and why the GUI now looks a bit different. Colors have changed, the way things look changed a little bit, but other than that, things are pretty much as they were before. Thanks, have fun.